Hello again, welcome to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, I am working on my red iguana hands. It is Halloween, spooky season, fall season, so I figured I might get into the swing of things, starting with this set. So I went in, I'm using the Two Guys one-step coffin nails, and I really like these for people who like longer, like a thinner coffin nail. It is really just a one-step coffin. Most stiletto tips have like a rounded sidewall area that you have to file down, but these are truly one step. You just snip off the tip and you have a really pretty good coffin, depending on how long the client wants their nail. So I added that to my red iguana hand, snipped off the tips, and now I'm going in with this black iGel Beauty acrylic. It is black, like the pigment is real. It was getting everywhere, so if I was using this on a client, I definitely would do a clear acrylic base first. You would hate to have to like stain their nails when they come in for a backfill, especially with black, like of all colors. There was no marbling. It's a really good pigmented black acrylic, which I know is kind of rare to find. On this nail, I am going in with another sugar and cream acrylic powder. It is my favorite acrylic brand so far. This is called Hudson. It's a new acrylic from one of their newer lines from the fall. I would totally check it out. There's a few really gorgeous colors in that set. It's a really light, cool colored gray. And I did not blend these tips. So you'll see that little smile line, I guess, that French area smile line. If you don't blend your tips, this is what can happen. But if you just build up your acrylic, then you'll see it goes away. But it's a slight annoyance, which is why it's encouraged to blend your tips. It makes your acrylic application just smoother. You don't want your clients to come in and be like, I can see that curved line a little bit. So I would just suggest for you to blend your tips whenever you can. But this is a practice set, so I was just having fun. And as you can see, I kind of built up the apex area, so you don't even see it after. On this nail, I wanted to do an ombre, but have the clear tip. And I was using these royal blue tinsel strings, and I was trying to make like a spiderweb effect. So I added a little bead of the Mia Secret clear acrylic, and I was just kind of building the shape of a spiderweb with the blue tinsel. It was kind of hard to stick down. I didn't want to stick to the acrylic, the clear acrylic, but I was making it work. And then it was just too wet, so I was like, I'll come back to it. This is going to be a solid black nail. Just using the iGel Beauty. I wanted to do like a spider web on this finger using on top of a black nail. So this is a solid black nail. The thumb will also be a solid black nail, but I'll go back to the ring finger with the spider web, the tinsel spider web that we were working on in just a second. Same thing, you can't really see it because it's black, but same issue with the smile line. If you don't blend your tips, you might get that line of demarcation where your tip is attached to the nail plate. Blend your tips or just build up if you can. You'll see I'll go in with a bead right around the apex area and blend over. It should be a drier bead just so that you get more strength from it, but no biggie. It's just a practice set. And I'm gonna clear cap anyway, but you need to be cautious about that kind of thing. So I'm going back in on this ring finger and adding more tinsel. In my mind, it didn't come out exactly as I planned, but that's why it's a practice set. But it was still cute. I thought the effect was still there. So I'm just building in a web kind of shape, and then I'm gonna go in with Hudson and ombre into the clear. So I want the end of the tip to be clear. Well, first I went in with some clear acrylic to kind of build up that tip area. But I'm gonna go in with Hudson, the gray color, and ombre into the clear, and then use the black around the cuticle area to ombre into the Hudson. Now, when you're ombreing two really opposite colors, so like Hudson is like very, very fair, and the black is very black and very pigmented, you'll see like the Hudson ombreed really nicely into the clear acrylic. But when I went in with the black on the gray, it was like, all right, here we go, gotta work with this. I would say just use a drier bead just so that it doesn't, you don't want it to leak into your lighter color, and then back swipe so that you can use your monomer and your brush to back swipe some of the pigment. The black is very pigmented, and you can see it's kind of like overpowering the gray, so I'm back swiping to make sure that the gray is still visible, and just use drier beads so that it doesn't like take over like that. So I'm back swiping, while it's wet to make sure that it doesn't overpower. And I will go ahead and try and fix it later. I just wanted the nail to dry a little bit before I kept working with it, because it's better to ombre on a drier nail than keep working on wet. This will also be a solid black nail, so I'll let you watch that. So here I'm going back in with a little bit of the black. It's a drier bead just to make the ombre a little bit more even, and I am working this ombre nail, just trying not to make the gray take over, the black take over the gray. I think it came out okay. So now I'm just clear capping with the Mia Secrets clear acrylic. Nothing crazy, just building up strength wherever I need to. This is a practice set, so it does need to be particularly, nicely formed, but I do think it's nice to just at least practice so that when you have a client, you're not getting like uber flat nails, because that's not aesthetically pleasing or, gonna give them strength. They will snap their nails in like no time. And these are what my nails look like, pretty smooth. I'm choosing to just hand file because the application was just smooth enough. I didn't have any lumps or bumps really when applying the clear cap, so I was just like, I'm not getting that e-file out right now. So as you can see, I'm just using a 180 grit file to clean up my sidewalls, clean up those edges, the tips, and then to buff the top of the nails just to make sure that it's completely smooth. I would always go in with an e-file on a client though, just because you want to make sure to clean the sidewalls and the cuticle area, make sure it's very thin. But on a practice set, it just wasn't necessary. And these hands collect so much dust. Like if you have a silicone hand, the dust just sticks to these hands. And my application was pretty smooth. You can see this nail doesn't really need too much filing. It's just to clean up the sidewalls and to clean the tip and then to buff the top. I'm also gonna go in with a medium grit buffer and then a fine grit buffer. Wash the hand, get rid of any dust, and then we'll get ready for the design part. So now she's relatively clean, the dust is pretty much gone. This nail, I'm going to be doing some fun 3D spiders. So I'm going in with my normal 2 Guys bling gel, no wipe top coat bling gel. I want these nails to be matte, so afterwards I'm gonna float some matte top coat on top. I've mentioned this in a previous video that if you are doing this method of applying a bling gel and then a matte top coat or a glossy top coat over, it's important to use a good amount and to float it. Do not press into that gel, especially if you're using a matte top coat like I am now. As you can see, I'm adding a healthy amount, because what will happen is if you kind of mush that matte top coat into the glossy bling gel, when you cure it, you will not have a full matte finger. It'll be streaky. It'll be matte in some places and then glossy in some other places. So it's important to just float the gel on top. I'm doing 2 spiders on this nail. I'm using Swarovski rhinestone. So there's a one, I think it's a SS30 black stone. And then it's a blue AB Swarovski stone. I think it's a 16 or 20, I'm not sure. I'm also using these cuff charms that I have in silver. I thought that they would be really cool to create spider legs, and they worked really well for the larger spider, right? I used a medium one and a small one. But when I got to the small spider, I was like, oh crap, both of them are like ridiculously large for these small spider's legs. So I used the smallest silver cuff that I can find. And then I took another small cuff and just snipped them smaller to get the tinier legs for the little baby spider. But I thought they came out really good. They are off the nail a bit, but these are practice set. If this was someone, I wouldn't suggest doing this. It would get caught in their hair or caught in their clothes. But I think it came out pretty cute. One thing that I do advise if you are using this method to adhere bling or charms to nails is gravity is a thing. So if you look at that first spider, you can see the head of the spider is slowly drifting off the nail. So you just have to be cautious of that. Like, she's headless at this point. Cautious of that. So I finally finished the final leg on the baby spider, and then I go back and I'm like, put your head back on. So that's a great thing about using bling gel and top coat, is that you have time to work with it. Things may move, but you can change your mind, you can take things off, you can add more stuff before curing. I decided to go in and add some little baby eyes. So I'm using the tiniest black caviar beads that I can find, and I'm adding 2 dots on each of the spiders to give them little eyeballs, and then I cure for a full 60 seconds on this matte nail. On the ombre finger, I am going in with another same thing. So adding the bling gel, adding some matte top coat, and then we're gonna be blinging down this whole nail. So my normal method of like just adding a crap ton of bling and charms and caviar beads, that's what's gonna happen on this nail. So I'll just let you watch it. Don't forget, gravity is a thing, especially when you're using this method. Do not forget to wipe your sidewalls down. Add as many caviar beads as you can, because that's like a whole thing. Don't forget to wipe your sidewalls before curing. You don't want to obscure that shape that you worked so hard to file. And then cure for 60 seconds. Then I'm going in on the thumbnail. I'm also adding some bling, so it's the same method. I am adding some bling no wipe top coat bling gel, and then floating some matte top coat all over the nail because I want these nails to be matte. And then I'm adding just a little bit of bling on this one. I say a little bit, but it's a fair amount, but just a little bit of bling. I didn't really have an idea for this nail and didn't want to put too much attention on it, but I figured it had to be cute too. So I'm just using the same blue, black, and AB rhinestones, some Swarovski rhinestones, silver charms, and some black and silver caviar beads, and just adding a little something so that this nail doesn't feel left out. And now I'm working on the pinky. So the pinky, I wanted to do a 3-color ombre sugar nail. And there's many ways to do this, but I just figured it'd be smart to just use my matte top coat that I was working with anyway. I added a healthy serving, and as you can see, I am just sprinkling glitter, some silver glitter on the tip, and lifting away around the edge so that it gives a finer sprinkle because I wanted to ombre into blue. And then I'm ombreing into black. So I'm gonna go back and forth because it's a very fine glitter. It's a glitter from Michael's from Recollections, and it is soaking completely into the matte top coat. I cure for 60 seconds and then brush away, and then you have a perfectly good sugar nail, you know. I've done this with gel top coat, like I did here, matte top coat, glossy top coat. I've done this with builder gel, like the Après builder gel. Okay, so this finger, I'm really sorry. I actually went in with the matte top coat and drew like a spider's web and did the same exact thing, but I lost the footage for that, I'm not sure, or I forgot to hit record. So that's pretty much it for this set. I wanted to get into the spooky season. It's really pretty. I love those little baby spiders with those legs. I hope you like this video, and subscribe if you want to, like if you like this work, and then I'll see you in the next one with some more spooky stuff. Bye.